Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As you guys can see, we're back in the shop today. Today we won't be working on the Corvette or the truck, and today we're going to be working on the SS. What we're specifically be working on is the grill. You guys will remember we did the 2016 and newer grill swap like a year ago. We did the blacked out emblem that actually came with the new grill, but what we're going to be doing today is actually do a chrome delete. And what we need to do on this project is actually take the front bumper off. You might be able to pop the grill out if it was stock and you don't have anything behind here, but as you guys can see, I have my heat exchanger back here for the LSA supercharger, so I really don't have the room to be trying to get underneath the grill and try to pop out the tabs. So we're just going to drop the bumper. I think it's what, 3 bolts on each side, and then there's maybe 10 bolts underneath, and there's 4 bolts up top. So we're really not going to show the bumper removal today. We've shown that in plenty of videos in the past. I'll try to link a video up above to one of those. And we should be ready to start sanding it because that chrome piece has got some rock chips in it, and it basically needs to be feathered out. So we'll start sanding it, prime it, paint it, clear coat, and we'll also throw on some plastic adhesion promoter because that is a plastic piece and it does flex a bit. So let's go ahead, get the car torn apart. Alright guys, you'll see the SS all torn to hell. We've got the bumper off. We did disconnect part of the wire harness over there. We got the grill off. And then over here in my hand, I've got the chrome grill that we need to black out. You guys might be wondering, well, why are you blacking out this grill? Well, I kind of have a problem. The 16-17 grill, they did sell black, but the problem is they don't sell the individual pieces. You'd have to buy the whole kit, and since my car's a 14, none of the trim will fit except for this ring. So it's kind of like, well, you know, you've got 2 options. Try to find and wait for a black one to come up for sale. But I've seen them for sale, but like I said, it's the whole kit, and they're several $100s. And, you know, I've already got the grill, so I'm just going to go ahead and scuff this one. You guys will actually see some rock damage, so there's some damage right there. There's some damage right here. So, I mean, this thing is kind of pitted up, so it's not... We're not going to be really losing any value by fixing this piece up, if that makes sense. There's a big rock chip right there. So, since this piece is already damaged, and I've already got the paint, we might as well go ahead and fix it. Now, you guys might remember the truck project where we used the 2K primer and clear from SprayMax. We're actually going to be using the leftovers from that project. I threw it in my refrigerator because we just finished that yesterday. So, should be good on that. And so I'm really not out any cost of paint except for the Dark Phantom Black Metallic. I think it's DB Dark Phantom Black Metallic, something like that. It is the GM color, and we'll go ahead and get this thing scuffed, primed, and painted. But like I said, we are going to hit this with probably 80, 100, 220, maybe 120, 220, 320, and finally 400. If your piece was clear, I think you guys would be able to just hit this with some epoxy primer and be good to go. But like I said, we've got a bunch of dings and chips to fix up, so let's go ahead and get started on that. Alright guys, you'll be able to see that we got half of the chrome scuffed, and all that I have scuffed this with is 80 grit so far. Obviously we got probably a couple more steps up on sandpaper to go. Like I said, probably like 120, 220, 320, then eventually 400. Yeah, so that's kind of what a brushed chrome, if that's what you want to call it, looks like. I actually like it a lot better. The shiny crap, not so much. So let's finish up the other half, and we'll get this thing all the way down to 400 grit. Alright guys, I have finished sanding out the grill. Like I said, 80, 120, 220, 320, 400. We did all that. I had one spot where I'd use a little bit of body filler. It's actually, I used the glazing putty, and that's right here. I'm not sure if you can even see that, but as soon as I sanded it over with the more finer grades, like 99% of that filler disappeared on the grill. So now we're gonna wipe it down with wax and grease remover, remove the Corvette out of the third bay so that we can paint.
that is our first layer of primer. This is the Spray Max 2K Black Epoxy Primer. You need to wear a respirator, that's why I sound funny. We're gonna wait 5-10 minutes, let that flash. We'll do one more coat, and we'll be done with the primer. All right, guys, so we got the second coat of epoxy primer on. It's actually perfect. I used the epoxy primer on the truck, used it on this project. This is what I initially bought it for, and running out after the second coat was perfect. I've got this automotive touch-up paint. This is the dark Phantom Black Metallic DBPM. WA690F is the black. And this is a pre-mixed base coat, and this will require a clear, so we do have 2K clear for the rest of the grill, and that's left over from the truck as well. Now the WA690F, I did buy this specifically for the grill project, so I have plenty of left over. We'll do two, maybe 3 coats of this. Alright guys, we're on coat number 2 of the base coat, and the first coat was pretty much dusting. This coat will be a little heavier, a nice wet coat, and like I said earlier, I did clean the nozzle of the can, just because like I said, this thing plugs up and sprays everywhere. Alright guys, we're going to apply the clear coat now. This is the Spray Max 2K Clear, part number 3680061. And you'll notice it's kind of fogged up. That's because I had this in the refrigerator to prolong the shelf life. And the primer was fine, so the clear coat should be the same. So that's just a quick FYI tip. If you put it in the refrigerator, it prolongs the shelf life of your pre-mixed 2K Clear. Alright guys, well, clear coat's done. I meant to do 2 coats of it, but honestly, I ran out of clear coat, so I just kept going. And unfortunately, when I kept going and I was trying to get the top
of the grill. I sprayed too much on the bottom of the grill, and you guys can see there's a little bit of a run. It's a milky color, so I'm hoping that that will sand out. I think it should. And but we'll let this dry for the next 30 minutes, and we'll show you the final deal. But like I said, I kind of thought I had more clear coat than I did in the can, but I didn't have enough for a second coat, so it was like either do one heavy coat or do, you know, one full coat and then deal with like dry spray halfway through your second coat. So I didn't want that to happen. So, you know, we'll have to deal with the run, but I'm not too concerned about it. There should be enough clear coat on here, like I said, so that we can polish that out. All right, guys, it is the next day, and here is the grill finished. It's no longer tacky like it was last night. It is fully set up. Here is the run that I was talking about earlier in the video. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab a razor blade and try to scrape the top of that off. And then I'm going to wet sand that spot. There should be enough clear coat on here to wet sand with like 1,000 grit, 1,500 grit. I think I might be able to go to 2,000. I don't think I have 2,500. It's been a while since I've played around with the higher sanding grits. So let's go ahead, get a razor blade, and we'll show you a little trick on making sure you don't stab yourself, and also you don't take out too much paint. So here's the little trick that I was just telling you about. Basically take some masking tape and you tape off the ends. That way your whole blade isn't exposed and you're trying to just scrape off a little bit, and you protect both sides of the blade as well as your part. That way, you know, you have a very limited target of what you're trying to scrape off. All right, guys, so you will see that we did get the run out. I did kind of scrape up a little bit of the paint on the very edge. I'll touch that up, not a big deal. But if you guys look, the part that we did sand out has completely smoothed out. So I think we're gonna do that for the whole panel. All right, guys, here's the finished chrome delete on the grill. You guys can see that it is black. It is the same Phantom Black metallic as the stock color. And the one spot where I touched up back over here, you guys actually can't see. It's actually underneath the stock piece, so that's pretty cool. I will say this, it could use another polish and buff, but I literally just did everything with my hands, because this piece is so small. I didn't really have anything good to press against, and so I couldn't use my buffer. I don't own a small pad. All my pads are like 5 or 7 inches in diameter. So, but this is the official last piece of the chrome that we had to delete. Now ignore the bow tie. We might be doing something with that later, but for now, this is pretty good. And for honestly just having to buy pretty much 1 can of extra paint, I can't complain. All right, guys, as you can see, we have the full bumper reattached. Everything is tight. The bumper brackets are fine on both sides. All of the screws and everything are tight underneath. But guys, I can't believe how much this has changed the look of the car just by deleting 1 piece of chrome. As you guys know, several years ago, we did the chrome delete on the rest of the car, but we did this 16-17 grill last year, and like I said earlier in the video, couldn't find just the upper part. So I'm really glad that we did this. That's awesome. Like, it just has completely changed the look of the car. And yes, guys, the car is filthy, but that's all right. We've been daily driving it for the last few weeks because we've been painting the truck. So we're actually going to end on that note. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button. If you guys want to see more SS content, Corvette content, truck content, heck, even shop update content, hit that subscribe button. Turn on your bell notifications. If you guys want to help support the channel, I should have links down to the sandpaper, the paint, maybe not the base coat, but I'll give you a paint code for it, and we should be good to go. Oh, and also, make sure you check out our website, BonecrrusherSS.com. Thanks, guys. Have a great one.